Hey everybody, it's Angela and I am back with another layout video today. And for this layout, I'm going to use this We Are Memory Keepers Farmers Market collection. And I really liked how it just had this kind of plain background that I could put my photos on and it would make everything really pop. And I'm doing a 2-page spread today. They're not going to be exactly the same. They're just going to be complementary of each other and have a lot of kind of mirrored things and some continuity between the 2 pages. On the left-hand page, I have some photos of when we did our harvest this year of the red fife, and there's a picture of me sitting on the back. We used a small combine because that was a very small field, and so there's a picture of me and Henry sitting there and Charlie down below rolling in the stubble, and then a picture of the farmhands bucking bales after we baled all the straw. And so I wanted to put those on one page. And then the other page is our English squarehead harvest. And those are our big fields. And so we use our John Deere combine for those. And there's a picture of my husband who is standing there by one of the bags of grain that we took out of the combine. And then it shows the shop with us loading the tote bags of grain into the barn there. And then also a picture of the actual wheat itself at the top. And so I have this stencil. I really like it. So I go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of that down. I also had that die with the wheat sprigs there that I love that. And so I just made a whole bunch of sprigs of wheat with some scrap paper, and that way I can use it on this layout and I'll have extra for future ones because we're always growing wheat. So yeah, so I have a lot of videos I can use that for. And I'm just using some Distress ink in the yellow and a little bit of the like archival brown ink to give it a little bit of definition. I don't want too much of this. I just want it to be a really subtle background feature just to kind of personalize this paper a little bit. And I had some of these Project Life cards from this farmers market collection, and I had pulled some of those out, and I don't wind up actually using them. You can see there's that notes card and stuff, and it was just looking too busy because I do have quite a few photos. I've got 4 photos on each page, so I didn't want it to look too cluttered. And then it also comes with these big like badges there that says homegrown and everything, and I never quite knew how to use those, so I'm just going to use one on this page. And I really like that it had the green in it because there's a lot of green in the trees behind our field, and then of course the John Deere equipment is green. So I go ahead and decide to go with that as kind of a big accent. So I just cut that little loop that was on the top. I have no idea what these are supposed to be used for, but I'm just kind of making it my own. So I'm just using some double-sided tape, sticking that down. And I liked having one kind of inset at the top, so I'm putting the grain there at the top, and then having these other ones of my husband and the equipment and everything there at the bottom. And I kind of make it so his hat kind of goes between the 2 tails of that banner so that everything is, pretty tight on there and everything is kind of touching. And I think to me, it makes it look less cluttered that way. So I'm liking that. And now I want to take these wheat sprigs that I got. Now that die I've had for quite a while. I think I got it off of like Temu or something like that a long time ago. And I just love the size of these, and I love how easy it is to die cut them out. So I'm going to put a big sprig of them there, kind of over where I had done my inking. So that inking will just kind of show up behind the actual sprigs of wheat. So I'm really liking this, but I do want to put my title on there to say what variety of grain this is. So I'm going to my stash to pull out some alphabet stickers. And I look through, I want kind of a golden color, and this sassafras, I'm checking to see if I actually have enough letters, and I do, so I'm going to go ahead and use that one for my lettering. And it's really a perfect color for this. It just really matches in well. And this harvest went really well. We got a good yield off of these. And so we were pretty pleased with this. Overall, everything did pretty good this summer. And you can see in the background of that larger photo, way in the back, you can see we have an old army truck that we've put a water tank on the back and converted to almost like a fire truck. So after we do the first round with the combine, we take the water truck around and just make a wet edge in case there is some kind of fire. It makes a nice fire break, and we keep spotters out there and do fire watch for a while after we come out of the field. And there's been a lot of wildfires around here. It's always kind of stressful to be out in a very dry field with a bunch of equipment, and you just don't want anything getting away from you. So we have made that fire truck or water truck ourselves. It has a hose on it and an engine, so we can take it wherever and pump water. So that makes us feel a little bit better. We try to take every precaution that we can not to become part of the problem. And so I'm going to put 2024 kind of down on the bottom of that. I think that just balances the layout, brings those colors, that kind of golden color. I mean, that's color of those sassafras labels just, almost perfectly matches that homegrown on that tag. So now it's just kind of the fussy part of getting all these little wheat sprigs glued down. And so we're actually cleaning the grain that we did. This is combine run in that bag in front of him, but then we have a seed cleaner and we clean it even further. And then that's what we'll use to mill flour out of. And so my glue has been sitting there a while, and I had a heck of a time getting it unclogged so it would actually glue again. And there, I really like that. It's simple, but it tells the story. It's got nice colors. And then what I do later is I go back with some word fragment stickers. I just went through all my word fragments and pulled out some that would work. And unfortunately, I didn't get the footage of doing that. I thought I had pressed play, but I guess I didn't, or I did something wrong, or didn't press record. And so you'll see when I do the close-ups at the end, you'll see all those word fragments at that point. So now that we've got the wheat out of the field, we have melons and tomatoes and potatoes and all kinds of other stuff growing, and the orchard. Right now I've been working on almonds. We just have a couple almond trees, and I've been shelling those and getting those dried and just doing a lot for my own kitchen. And then this is the other page, and I didn't have another tag from the homegrown farmers market collection, so I took this one from the Country Living. I have the Country Living collection from We Are Memory Keepers as well, so I just took the badge out of that one. I'm going to use it because it has kind of that orangey red color of the little all crop combine there in the background. And I had been riding on the platform, changing barrels out as we filled them and went around the field. And as they got full, I'd put another empty one underneath and fill them up. And one of the farm workers was driving the tractor that was hauling that, and my husband was going to do some drone footage. And the dog, Henry, is scared of that drone. And so as soon as my husband did that, the dog ran out in the field to find me because he was scared, and then he's running alongside the combine and the tractor, and I did not want him to get injured because we also had the straw baler out in the field too, so there was a lot of equipment driving around out there. And so they stopped so I could get him up onto the platform with me, and he rode the last few rounds of the field with me on the combine where he felt a little safer. And then Charlie, she stayed in the shade, but she loved rolling in the straw stubble when it was all over. And then I just have some pictures of them, guys, buck and bale. We had a crew come in to buck the bales because, yeah, I'm getting too old for that. No more bucking bales for me. Or I can do a few, but I'm not going to do a whole field of them. And this red fife is just gorgeous. You can see how red the field looks in that top photo. And this makes wonderful bread. It has a wonderful flavor. And I use it as an adjunct even when I'm doing other things where I might be using more of an all-purpose flour. I still add some of the red fife in just because the flavor is just so nutty and rich. The English squarehead that we harvested is great for like pie crusts and cookies and biscuits and pancakes and anything that uses like baking powder or baking soda as the leavener, and it just is awesome. And then the red fife has more protein, so it will do more like baked goods that have yeast as a leavener. So we have like 5 different varieties of grains and barleys and stuff that we sell flour for. And we're actually just working on our website and where we can sell direct to people in smaller quantities and instead of large quantities to bakeries and stuff. So I'm excited for that. Selling more end consumer. And again, like on the other, I've kind of mirrored the positioning of the pictures. I used another Sassafras wood grain alpha sticker for the title so that it would be the same size and the same font as the other page. So even though it's not exactly the same color, it's the same size. And even though it's different photos, they're positioned similar. So that's what it will look like when it gets into the actual binder. And there you can see I put summer documented. I found that random sticker that matched so perfectly with that homegrown green. And then I put my journaling down below the big badge and a couple more fragments over there on the right hand side, kind of tucked into those wheat sprigs. And so that's the left hand side. And then on the right hand side, it's kind of mirrored, and I put Today Rocks in a wood grain, and again did my journaling below the badge and then tucked a couple word fragments into that wheat. And that is my finished layout. And thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun doing this and doing some current photographs of things that are going on here at the farm. And if you have any questions on any of the items I used, I didn't use much except for what's from the We Are Memory Keepers collection. Otherwise, just some ink and some scraps and a few old Sassafras letter stickers, which I did have to glue down because the adhesive's not all that strong on those anymore. But there we go, another summer harvest documented. And then here are the close-ups. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!